Hi there, welcome back to Crafters TV. It's time for what has fast become one of your favourite shows on the schedule. It is, of course, all about Craft Along, where we get the opportunity to create something amazing together over the next couple of hours, which is fantastic. And this Craft Along is going to be focusing on the Christmas Creator Scene Edgeables collection. The collection is still available for you. You'll be able to watch this back at any point that you wish at a later date as well. So if you want to grab them today and then do the Craft Along when you receive them, absolutely got the opportunity to do that as well. I am not on my own. Oh no, my partner in crime, Debbie Robinson, is here with me. How are you, Debbie?
100,000 degrees hot. Oh my goodness, we're experiencing some really warm weather.
We are, aren't we?
A little bit abnormal
19 degrees today.
Do you know, I was thinking the same. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Let me just turn that off for a second. But yeah, it is so warm outside and warm inside as well. But we're hopefully going to warm your cockles of your heart with this lovely Craft Along because we've got a fabulous Craft Along planned with something a little bit different as well, with our craft, and I call them, they are the edgeables, where you build up a scene, and we are going to do that with this, Joe. So I'm using one of the dies. I want you to think about this. It doesn't matter if you've got one of them, all of them. All of these are going to work this way with this beautiful magic wallet. So I'm going to show you when we open it up. You can see I've got my little gift voucher on the crisscross side of the ribbon, and really nice little idea, beautiful scene using those scene edgeables where we've created a lovely scene. But in a moment when I turn that over and flip reverse it, hang on a minute, Joe.
Whoa.
My gift voucher, it's moved to the straight edge ones.
It's a magic
How
trick.
does that work? It's all about the magic, and I am going to lift it up and show you. There's no trickery involved, because you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, she's got another one on the other side. Oh no, I haven't. There you go.
This is incredible.
Absolute magic. And something that you're going to be able to make with lots of things. I've chosen quite a big size for this, which fits the perfect gift vouchers, which I got that one from when we was in the Chesterfield show. But you can see just how fabulous this is and how easy it is to do. And I've chosen on this one, I've chosen a strong ribbon where you saw a design on one side, but not a design on the other one. However, what I want you to choose when you're choosing ribbon is have the solid colour one, so that it really does play on the recipient's mind. How on earth did you do that? And I'm going to show you with ease today how we're going to create that beautiful gift wallet, that magic gift wallet, using these beautiful scene edgeables in a slightly different way to what you're used to. And I can't wait, Joe, can't wait.
Excellent. It's going to be a really, really awesome Craft Along. Loads of you are tuning in already. Georgianne is here. I can see Marcella, Linda, Carol, Aisha saying good morning as well. Lots of excitement for this project. Let me share with you then everything you're going to need if you want to partake in the Craft Along with Debbie this afternoon. So here's everything that you will require. You're going to need your Christmas, Create Scene edgeables. Debbie's using the Christmas one, but any of them would work. You've got some 8x8 cardstock here, some spray and sparkle, some glitter card, a couple of different 12x12s there for you, as well as some ribbon. And then some other bits that you'll need is your Gemini, guillotine, red lining tape, all-purpose glue, tacky glue, and any Christmas die sentiment that you have got. This is a whole project done without chunky glue, Debbie. You feeling all right?
Yep.
No chunky glue at all?
No chunky glue in sight today, no.
Oh.
You could if you wanted to. If you wanted to layer up your scenes,
yeah,
you can do.
Why not?
But no, today I'm keeping it chunky glue free is what I'm doing. But I can't wait to get started, Joe.
Yes.
I don't know about anybody else.
Let me run you through then what we're going to be using to create these. So if you haven't yet got these, you will be able to come back and watch this back whenever you want, if you wanted to go for them today. These are your different designs that you've got in here. So you will receive in here the Snow Day scene, which is this one just here. You'll also get a Christmas morning. This one here is your Christmas Eve scene. And then you've also got as well your Bethlehem scene. I know Debbie's shown you something very unusual that she's going to be creating for us. Let me share with you though some of the other ideas when it comes to using these with what we call the concept suite, because this gives you an idea of some of the other ways that these can be used. Great for something like a pop-out scene as well on your card, but really come into their own if you want to use them for things like dimensional cards as well. It's almost like a sort of stage card there that's been created. The same thing again, but without the front door on there. I mean, the dimension on these is absolutely incredible. Great for things like a double stepper with the different scenes in there, and of course things like your diorama cards are going to work beautifully. Or you can just layer them up flat on top of your cards as well if you wish. So yes, you're going to be able to create your craft along with these, but there's loads of other things you're able to do with them too. You will get the tape pen included in there also, $52.99 or $69.95. Been able to repeat the launch offer for you, which is fantastic. Platinum members, just over £42 or $55, which is fantastic. Right, as we go through the craft along, we will take regular breaks and recaps and give you an opportunity to catch up, which is fantastic. But if there is anything you miss or anything you need repeating, then I will be here for you. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe if you are watching us over on YouTube as well. Just watching right now, trying to clean my crafty corner. It looks like a bomb has gone off, says Pammy. Gilmore and Supreme Caldwell also saying hi. I know lots of people very, very excited for this. If you are crafting along with this as well, I will encourage you to send pictures in towards the end once we are all finished. But Debbie, I believe, judging by the comments, everyone is pretty much good to go if you are.
I am indeed. Got my notes all set at the side of me, as always. Debbie style notes scribbled on a piece of cardstock as I were going along, and I even put diagrams because sometimes I just have to think about how to put this together, but it's a lot more straightforward than you actually think, and it's well worth it because it's a lovely idea and it's something a bit different that you can take into lots of other things that you do with your edibles, with your other things that you have. So first things first, I did say at the beginning on the shopping list we need some white stamping card, because if you know me well enough by now, and I think you do. I do tend to make all of my things with white stamping card. So I want you to grab some sheets, because the first thing that we need to do is create the outer and the inner part of the wallet. So for that, we're going to measure these 4 times. We're going to do this 4 times, repeat this process 4 times, and we're going to measure this at 8 1/4 inches by 4 1/4. I've got my large guillotine. If you've got yours, absolutely fine. If you haven't, you can still use your small guillotine. The only thing what you need to do is either grab yourself a ruler, and Debbie's trying to grab her ruler out very quickly. Grab yourself a ruler, grab yourself a pencil, and you can measure it off. Or, of course, you could use things like your scoreboard to create the size and then cut it onto your smaller guillotine. Or one little top tip that we tend to forget about, but our glass mat has measurements on. And when you look at your glass mat, you can actually measure this to 8 1/4, mark it with your pencil onto your cardstock, and then you can use your smaller guillotine and you know you're going to get those same measurements. So that's just a little top tip to get yourself started if you've only got the small guillotine. But I've got my large one here, so we're going to cut this down to 8 1/4 inches by 4 1/4. Now, with our A4 stamping card, most of you will know, but the actual A4 size card is actually 8 1/4. So I can actually speed this little bit of a process up, Joe, because all I need to do is cut it down to 4 1/4. And I know I've got my pieces there that actually measure at what I need them to be. Oh, wait a minute, let me just... Debbie, have you had enough coffee yet? Hang on a minute, girl. Let me just make sure I'm doing that the right way. Yep, that's right. So 4 1/4 by 8 1/4, and I haven't really had to do much measuring because those pieces are already there. So that's another little top tip, and maybe a reason why I did this. More cardstock and less waste, because this bit, although it won't measure at 4 1/4, I've still got a nice bit to use for further projects.
Cool.
So we'll pop that down. So again, I've got 2 pieces that measure 8 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to repeat that again by simply taking this on, remembering we're already at 8 1/4 that side, so we can just go straight in, measure that to 4 1/4, and snip that down twice. And there we will have got our 4 pieces that are going to form our wallet, all the same size, and I've got some spare bits that I could use at a later date as well. So there are your first 4 pieces that we're going to create the wallet from. So 4 pieces, 8 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and that is the first part of that little stage. How easy was that to do? And
Easy
literally,
peasy.
all these we're going to work on is we're going to build these up, but that's going to create the illusion, because they're going to mat and layer up eventually, but that's what's going to create the illusion of the magic wallet. So that's what you need to start with first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to choose some patterned cardstock and some plain cardstock to be the design. So if I grab mine for a second, we're going to be cutting out those gorgeous dies from that Scene Edgeable collection. But we also need some cardstock to cover up our little, shall I say, trick of the eye, the illusion?
Trick of the eye, yeah.
Yep, so that's what we need as well. So shall we do those measurements as well, Joe? Get those out of the
everyone
way?
seems to be doing all right at the moment, Debbie.
Perfect. So for your patterned paper, this can be anything. I chose Watercolour Christmas because it's one of my favourite paper pads that we've launched, and I think it works really well with this collection too. But this is entirely up to you. What have you got? Do you want to use plain paper? If you want to use plain paper, absolutely you can. But I have got myself some patterned paper, so I'm going to cut these down to size now. And what we need is 3 patterned layers, because if you think about your wallet, 3 of the areas have got the pattern and 1 has got the gorgeous Scene Edgeables on there. So I am going to cut these down, and I'm actually going to cut myself 4 strips, to be fair though, Joe, with this one, because can you see on the background of my
Got a
design?
little bit poking through there.
I've used it. So you could be doing this in one of your patterned cardstocks, because these are all going to be cut out into your glitter cardstock and your other neutral tones, cold tones, texture cardstock, whatever it is that you've chosen for this particular project. So all we need is 3 pieces, well, I'm doing 4 pieces, if you're doing like me, at 8 inches by 4 inches, and that's the perfect mat and layer for the card. Now, because this is a 12 by 12 sheet, I'm just going to take that to the 4 inches mark, and repeat that again. So to that side, so make sure when you're measuring this, not doing a Debbie where I got it on a slant there, going up to the 4 inches mark and simply snip that. And I know I've got 3 pieces there that all measure at 4 inches, and what I'm going to do then is chop that down to 8 inches. So again, 8 inches up to the 8 inch mark. Always remember, keep your cardstock up with the flat top of your board, pop it onto there, hold the finger grip and slip down, and you've got yourself the perfect measured piece of cardstock. So again, next piece at 8 inches and last piece to 8 inches. And I just need 1 more, but if you were only doing the 3, you can get that at a 1 piece of 12 by 12 should you wish to, and I've still got some spare bits that I can use at a later date as well. So I'm just going to bring this down. Let me just chuck that there. There we go. And then lastly, I've now got my 4 pieces of patterned cardstock. Literally, I'll just put them there for a second. I've got my 4 pieces now that will fit, but I don't want you to stick anything down right now. This is, I'll tell you the stages how we stick these down. But for now, I want you to have got your 4 pieces of white cardstock that measures 8 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I want you to have your 4 pieces. I want you to have those 4 pieces measured at 4 by 8. So you'll have 4 pieces, 4 by 8, 4 pieces of plain, 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So that's the first stage. No sticking down at this stage. You keep them separate, no sticky. That's all I'm going to say, no sticky. And we'll come back to the other measurements in a moment. I'll let you catch up all these little pieces, and then we'll get on with the rest of the measurements that we need to create the lovely Scene Edgeables. Sounds
great, Debbie. Right, I want to share with you a few other items that are on the show. We don't have many of these left, actually. It's our duo of our tacky glue. You wanted to be quick for these. You get 2 of them here with a 15% saving. They really are a fantastic adhesive. They stick so many different things. Really great when you need that instant grab as well. So do make sure you grab those, no pun intended. We've got some brilliant 8x8 paper pads available for you as well. So you've got the Brights, which is this one here, and coming along with the pastel. It's a half price deal actually. You're buying one and getting the other one totally free of charge, which is excellent. So you've got your Brights there and you're also going to receive your pastels in this particular collection. These are textured as well, which is awesome. So it gives them a little bit of added interest as well. So you've got those, $14.99, $19.95. You then have a great little tool bundle for you. It's your Edgeable Essentials. So you've got your die brush and you're going to get the replacement heads included with that too. You've then got your low tack tape, which is going to ensure everything stays down and doesn't wiggle around, which is awesome. And we also then have the Pastel Centura Pearl collection as well. 40 sheets within here for you. It's really beautiful pastel tones within that one there as well. So do grab that one. And again, another great saving, $15, $20 or $24 for Platinum members. And also a great deal for you on the Score Master as well. An absolute essential. If you don't own one of these, every craft room should have one. So what you've got here is you've got the Score Master and you're also going to get the Embellishments Creator within there as well. Which is your, it gives you a 30% saving, which is definitely not to be sniffed at. $14.40 or $15.20 if you want to get your hands on that one just there. Lots of people really enjoying this craft along, saying hello. Lynn says hi, Debbie, the CTV team and social media superstars and everyone else. Mary Lee saying as well, hi Debbie and Joe, I love the project for this craft along. Would make perfect presentation of a gift card or cash for my grandsons. Shelley says good morning from sunny Florida. It's sunny everywhere today. It's very sunny here in the northeast as well. Stephanie's excited to be watching the craft along. And finally Barbara says, this is a good day. I'm watching my second CC class of the day. Absolutely, today is a good day. Right, Debbie, I think everyone is just about with you there in the comments, if you're ready for the next step.
Absolutely. So while John's gone screwing off to go and get me a piece of cardstock that I completely forgot to get, I want you to choose from your textured cardstock colours that you think will complement your design. Bearing in mind, if you're not using, because I use the Christmas scene for this one, and I say the Christmas scene, it's actually called the Christmas Eve scene. So I've used this particular die set. Just think about what die set you're using for this wallet. On the colour schemes on how you want to create this, but I'm keeping it pretty simple, which is why I've used the Christmas Eve scene, so that you get the idea of how they work, how they can layer up and create that lovely scene, but also with the with the colour theme that you're thinking of, just bear that in mind. So I just want you to think. I got slightly distracted by the lovely John because he's fetching me some in. God love him. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Oh, got a choice of colours as well. Thank you very much. But yeah, so choose yourself 3 of your main colours, and I've got an extra piece because for this one I'm going to cut one of the layers twice, because you're probably thinking, well, there's only 3 dies in that set, but you can build up some quite nice scenes and some different effects just by cleverly moving them along. So for this one, with the 3 main pieces that I've got, I've chosen the light blue, a mid blue and a dark blue. But what I want to do is measure 3 of these pieces, again, at 8 inches by 4 inches. So you're going to take this. Now, I know that these are already 8 inches long because that is what the paper pad is, 8 by 8, the textured cardstock. So I'm just going to move that along to 4 inches because I know that that is 8 inches already covered for me by the 4 inches. So that's going to be one of the pieces. I'm going to do exactly the same again. Take that to the 4-inch mark because it's already at 8 inches. I know I'm covered again with the 8-inch side. So I've got 2 pieces there. I've still got my other 2 pieces that I can use for something else. Perhaps if you're building more than one of these, you could save those for a future project. So again, I'm going to take that along to the 4-inch mark. There we are. Snip that down. And then lastly, I've got my silver cardstock. And I am going to measure this one. I'm going to measure it just slightly bigger, this one. So I'm going to keep it at 8 1/4, but I'm just going to take it to the 4. And there's a reason that I've just done that, because I want to just move one of my edge seams slightly along at a different jointy angle. So what you'll have there is your 4 pieces. This is for your actual die set that we're using these parts for, Joe. So although we've done a lot of snipping at the minute and not much die cutting or anything else, it's just so you can get the idea of what you need. So you will have now 4 pieces at 8 by 4 in your various chosen colours that are going to use your scene edgeables with. You'll have your 4 patterned for decoration of your wallet at 8x4, and you'll have your main wallet at 8.25x4.25. So 4, 4 and 4 already. All the chopping and snipping done for now, because what we'll do is, I think what we'll do before we construct the wallet is, we'll do all the scene die cutting. So I want you to get your scenes all ready.
Do you like to create a scene, Debbie?
Do I like to create a scene?
Yeah, I've been known to create a scene for, you know, some occasionally.
Do you like to create scenes?
Well, I don't like to do it. Sometimes it just happens, Debbie.
Does it just happen naturally, Joe?
They follow the drama. I don't create the drama. The drama follows me around, Debbie. That's what it is. Yeah, the drama llama. It's always lurking, just here in the background.
Drama llama, I love it. Now, Joe did show it at the top of the show. When you get these dies, there is lots and lots of ways that you can use them. One of the standard ways that we've done for you, which I think is a really nice one, it's that pop-out creator scene where you're building up that edgeable factor, and it's a really lovely one. But I want you to remember with these dies, because they're split into 3 and you've got these lovely scenes, you're going to be able to use them in so many ways. If you were using one of these dies, you could go bigger because you simply have got them and they don't have an edge where it just cuts off. You can actually create a double scene if you wanted to. So depending on the size of the project, and they are split, Joe, so you've got the 3 pieces, and on this one we've actually got 4. And the reason being is this creates the background scene. So you have the lovely houses in the background, you've got the trees in the background, and then in the foreground you've got the big houses with the lovely trees. But you've also got, because it is a Christmas Eve scene, you've got the lovely Santa flying all his little reindeers in his sleigh, which you're going to be able to use up above as well. So I like this one because it's got 4 pieces to it, which are, again, really nice. So for this in mind, what we're going to do is, and you choose which one. If you've got this one, absolutely fine. If you haven't, you can see on the screen, we've got them as an offer. You could tape this show or go back to this show at any time. Actually, you can't tape on there. You can't tape on YouTube or Facebook, can you? No, I was getting a bit carried away.
I don't think taping's been a thing since for a little while now, Debbie. No one's got their VHS out taping us.
Sorry, I felt like I transported.
No, you don't need to tape it.
Years ago, when you used to be able to tape things,
you'd be there trying to set the timer on the VHS so it would tape it on the right channel. You don't need to tape anymore. You can just watch it whenever you want. It's on demand.
I love it. I keep forgetting modern technology. Do you remember the days when we used to? Did you? Mind you, you're a bit.
I used to have a top-loading VHS player.
Did you? Well, I'm just thinking of the good old days when you used to, listen to Top 40 on a Sunday evening.
And then you'd record it.
And I used to press my 2 buttons down and wait for the DJ to stop talking.
And then unrecord it.
And then unrecord it. Just there you go. I remember doing all those kind of things. I just felt like I'd transported back a little bit in time there. Right. Yes, you can watch this show at any time because we're on demand.
We are on demand. In demand and on demand. That's you, Debbie.
So when you're choosing your scenes, I want you to think about your colour coordination. I'm going to personally choose to have the foreground in the lighter colour. So I'm going to have that one placed on the lowest part as well, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. I'm going to save me Santa Claus for a second, but I'll just line them up so I can show you what I mean. So I'm going to have my lovely, and it is a lovely tree scene. I think I'm going to have that in the background though. I'm going to mix it up slightly on this one because again it tells you on your packaging by layering up the scenes you can create. But you're in control of your own creativity here because you've got the ability to do whatever it is that you want. So because I'm going a little bit higher up though, I've gone slightly higher up with this one, little bit mid-tone, shall we call that one, a midway one,
mid-rift.
Yeah, and again, lovely thing about them is, although they're not quite 8 inches, it does not matter because we can snip these off. So you could have your houses in the middle if you wanted, over to the edge. It's entirely up to you. And again, I love this one. I just adore. I love this one. This big house scene again. So all you're going to do is get your low tack tape and you're going to set it wherever it is that you want to set this. Okay. So I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to hold it on both sides. I'm going to hold it on the outside of the die though, Joe, when I'm holding it down, because sometimes with low tack tape, can pull paper if you don't get your paper off right. You've seen us do it sometimes, like Band-Aid, rip it off and it takes off at cardstock with you. If you pop it on the outside, it doesn't matter because we're not keeping this bit. That bit's going in that bin. It's just this bit we're concentrating on. So I'm going to put my tape on the outside. Another little top tip there. So again, let's pop this down. Do you know who I've seen watching, Joe?
Sorry?
I can see, do you know, I've seen who's watching us today.
Who's watching?
Who's not watched us for ages because she's got a new job.
Oh.
Christina Mahoney.
Oh.
She's in the building. Well,
Christine Mahoney,
not
amazing.
in the building, but she's there, yes, she's watching in the background. Bless her, because she's got a new job. So isn't it lovely? It's lovely to have you back with us, Christina. We have missed you, Christine, we've missed you loads. Queen of the paper pads for anybody who's just joining us. Bet, there you go. I've got my 3 scenes all layered up, now ready to go into my Gemini. So I am going to cut this down really quickly. Let's pop this down. Do you know what I'm hoping, Joe? I'm hoping we might be able to get more than one project done today.
What?
I'm hoping that we can get another one snuck in.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm being
Debbie.
very ambitious. Not like me, is it? Because normally I just do the one. But I thought, we might be able to get it done, Joe. We might be able to get it done. Now, I'm using my large Gemini plate here, so I've popped mine all onto my Gemini plate. It is a thin metal die combination. So we are going to place it with, and I've got my plastic shim, my magnetic shim, and my other cutting plate that's going to go onto the top of there. And I'm just going to feed that through the machine. There we go. Now there's a nice little feature on these dies as well that's got some embossed details. So I want you to get your rubber embossing mat out. I like to finish it off. When a die's got an embossed feature to it, I'm not going to lie, I love to finish it off with the rubber embossing mat. So I've popped them in, everything was facing down. Make life easy for myself. I'm going to twiddle it the other way around. And I'm going to lift that off. I'm then going to place onto the top my rubber embossing mat. I'm going to lift up the plastic shim, remove the magnetic shim, so just pop that down there for a second, and then I'm going to run it through again, and this time it'll do the little embossed feature, which on the Christmas trees looks absolutely beautiful. So it's worth doing that little bit just to get that extra embossed detail. And
amazing.
Beth
says, handsome, sexy Joe creates drama as soon as he walks in the room. Can always count on my #1 fan, Beth, to give me a little bit of gentle encouragement on a Wednesday afternoon.
I keep forgetting it's midweek, isn't it?
It's what? Sorry.
Midweek, hump day they call it round
hump
here.
Hump day, yes.
I'd never heard of it until you guys talked about it, and I'm like, I have never heard of Wednesday being called hump day.
Yeah.
Ever.
Hump day.
I promise you, I've never heard of it. Have you?
Because if you think about the week as a whole.
Yes.
The fact that, it's all downhill to the weekend after Wednesday. So it's hump day. It's the hump of the hill. You're uphill. Well, you get to Wednesday, it's all downhill.
You see, it makes sense to you, Joe.
I mean, lots of things don't that make sense.
But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Me, I was like, what? What? I suppose I kind of understand.
Yeah.
But no. Now, do you know what I'm also going to show you is, because I'm going to do an extra little scene with this background one. So I'm just going to take that off just for a second. We'll come back to it in a moment, but what I just want to do is get my die off. So let's just take off the die. Like I said, don't worry too much with this one if you do pull it or anything, because that's the outside bit. But I'm just going to cut myself another piece, and I'm going to go a little bit over to this side, Joe. And a little bit, because I'm going to have myself a couple of pieces of that back scene, and I'm using that strip of the silver card that my gorgeous John fetched in. Woof! John fetched in. Sorry, Joe, it's because you were in my eye shot and I was thinking of you, gorgeous Joe, see. But you are, but I'm going to just, because we're not going to...
You're in a very strange mood today, Beyond.
I am, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
I'm loving it.
I'm
really enjoying it.
Can I just tell you, Joe, I've barely had any sleep.
Have you? Why?
More drama on the estates. Can I just share a bit more drama?
Yeah, let's have a drama update on the estate.
So I heard the Nino. Like, do you know, you wake up, I'm thinking, what on earth? It was, get this, 5:45 in the morning.
Oh, gosh.
Blues and twos going down the road on my little estate. a little road. Don't even know why you needed 12 on. I mean, to be fair, who's up at that time? Nobody, apart from my son who were already at work. Yeah, all that going off, police car going up, and you know, you're a bit weary-eyed, and I woke up and I'd not had a good night's sleep at best time. I was like trying to crane my neck to see what was going off. Couldn't find anything, so I just laid back down and fell back to sleep.
You didn't find out what the drama was?
No.
Oh.
Not like me, is it?
It'll be in the street
It's not
WhatsApp.
like me.
Have you got like a street WhatsApp or an estate WhatsApp group that you're in?
No, I think that might be something worth getting.
Oh, you get all the drama
Get a
then.
little group going up there.
Get yourself a little Facebook group together.
Absolutely. Now, going back to my craft along, in all seriousness. So yes, I've not had much sleep tonight. Plus, yeah, if you joined us at craft along. Wake up
Craft
call.
along? Yeah, it's a
we're
craft along.
It's all right, we're at wake up call. I've got another show to do yet, Joe. I'm just like, a bit slightly concerned. Slightly concerned that I'm going to get through it. Yeah, so if you did join us earlier on, you'll know that I've got a bit of trouble with my arm today, so I'm a little bit... I need plenty of coffee. I'm just going to say I need plenty of coffee.
Can someone please get Debbie another coffee?
I just need another coffee,
Two scoops, please. 2 scoops.
So I'm going to show you what you can do though with this die. So I'm creating another little scene, but do you know the lovely Christmas one? Well, this is going to get covered up. So do you know what I thought? Rather than cut myself another strip, we'll take it out of there. No one need know, Joe, because it'll be all covered up. So I'm going to run that back through. Now this is glitter cardstock, so it may be you might need to pop in there your metal shim, but we'll see how we go first without it. And I'm going to run that through again through my Gemini.
Awesome. Anyone's got any questions whatsoever, anything you need recapping at any point during the show, I've got my trusty tablet with me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. Susie's our wonderful social media superstar for this show. She'll push all of your comments in my direction. So do let me know if there's anything you miss or you need recapping at any point.
Right, so we're going to remove this one. Let's see if it's cut through me lovely. Oh yeah, no worries whatsoever. So I'm just going to remove this die. Now I'm going to bring in my other pieces as well, Joe, for this one, because this will be the create the scene edgeables. Lovely thing about the edgeables is, like with any of our edgeables, they literally have like 2 notches at either end of these, and that's on all 3 pieces, with the outside line, so this bit stays connected into the cardstock. So this is when you can get into control of how you want to, you know, the scenes that you want to create. So I'm just going to keep this out for a second, because I've now managed to, in my spare piece, cut out my lovely Father Christmas on his reindeer. No, yes. On his sledge, on his reindeers pulling. That's the word I'm looking for. But I've managed to cut that out, so that I can save that for a little bit later on in the show. So I'm going to put that to one side, peel off this part.
Sorry, Susie and Kiwi's here as well. How could I forget Kiwi? I didn't see Kiwi there. Sorry, Kiwi. Did you sneak in? I missed you. Our social media superstars. We've got 2 for this show, Debbie.
We've got 2 social media superstars. What have we done to deserve 2?
How do you mean? I think I deserve 2.
We've done, well, do you know what? I'm really impressed we've got 2. Now, because these are edgeables, all I'm needing to do is just release them, because they're not quite 8 inches long. They're just shy. Most of them, if I remember getting the sizes, they're about just over 7 inches. But because they are edgeables, and because they don't have like, you know, we can cut them to any size we want, Joe, which is what I love about them. So I'm just releasing that up to that first cut line. There we go. So that I've got my little scene. Don't worry about the missing bit, because we're going to cover it up. So I'm going to go back to that original blue, which is where I took this off. I'm going to just snip that up to that first cut line again and release each one of these. These are probably one of the easiest edgeables that we've ever done in designs. Really simple, really stunning. But when you start to play around with them, you can really start to build up some scenes. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And because I moved it along, Joe, can you see I've got a little bit more of a different angle to them? That's the beauty of having these dies. So again, I'm going to bring in that second piece. I'll release that die as well. So just taking off my tape for a second. And whenever you're taking tape off, Leanne always tells you to pull it, wait a minute if I remember, from the top and peel it back on yourself. And that way you won't do any damage to your cardstock. And it makes it a little bit easier for that purpose. But again, I'm just going to snip up to that first little notch line and then take it again up to there and that's released my second piece. And all you need to do with that is just poke out the extra little pieces. You could, if you wanted to, pop, do you know the textured cardstock that we've got on the show? You could actually cut a couple of pieces of little yellow squares, stick them around the back, and it'll look like there's lights on in the house, which is another little, nice little feature there.
Nice.
But I'm just going to have mine simply sat on top of each other, and I'll bring those down in a minute because I'm just going to bring in my last piece. So if I just peel it towards myself, same with that one, peel it towards myself, release the die, lovely big die this one. So just take your time when you're taking it off. And you know what I said about having that that extra feature? Can you see how clear those beautiful really embossed lines are? And again, I'm going to do exactly the same, where I'm going to take that up to the first piece, first notch, sorry, and the same with that one. So that I've created myself my 3 scenes there, and I'll just put my dies to one side. I don't want to lose those, Joe, so I'm just going to move them to one side. In fact, let me bring the whole wallet back. There we go. So now what we've got are our 3 beautiful scenes. Now, I don't know if on the shopping list I did put the white gel pen on there, but if you've got a white gel pen, you could actually do a little bit of detail onto your this particular one. Where you could take a little white gel pen and you could go on and create some extra little bits. You could do this with your, do you know your quickie glue pen, and use glitter? But I'm using white gel pen just on mine to act like little bits of snow that have fallen across the bottom of the branches on the tree. So I'm just taking this. Now, I don't know if we do white gel pens. It might be worth our producer Georgina just having a little look online to see if we do them. But if not, there's other companies out there that do them. I just searched the internet for mine, to be fair, and it's just a nice little touch. Just, again, quickie glue pen, you could pop on there too, and use, do you know, things like faux snow, Joe, which we've had in, which collection did we have the faux snow in? Hello, Joe.
Sorry, I was deep in the comments there.
It's all right. Everybody's gone quiet. I was talking to producer Georgina. I was talking to George. No one was listening to me.
Watercolour Christmas, Debbie. Watercolour Christmas.
Do you know what you like? Do you know sometimes you can start to think people don't like you in here sometimes when people stop talking to you. Get me violins out, Joe. Get me violins out. But yeah, you could use the quickie glue pen and add a little bit of faux snow, a little bit of glitter. But can you see that little detail? It's just lifted on there. Beautiful. So really, really nice.
No gel pens on the website. You can get them pretty much everywhere.
You can. Mine are from another company that I got mine from, but you can pick them up absolutely anywhere.
Julia's asking what Christine Mahoney's new job is. I didn't know about Christine Mahoney's new job either.
Yes, so Christine's got herself a new job, but in fact Christine's still watching. She could
maybe she'll let us know.
She could join in and tell us. Beck, can I just show you the scenes that you've got now? So you've got your 4 scenes that you're now going to be able to build up. Can you see that depth and detail? These have been cleverly designed, Joe. I don't know if you've noticed, and you're probably thinking, well, why are there small trees there and larger trees here? It's been done for a reason, to create that 3D element look. And that's what I love about this. Very cleverly designed by Leanne and the team. So you can see that you've got that dimension to each one look. So when you look at the trees further away, that's what they look like. And when you're at the scene of your house, of course it's going to be the more focal part because that's in your forefront there. So again, that is all of the scenes built up. And apart from adding a few little extra details like maybe some faux snow on across your rooftops, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to bring in one of the, do you know the first original pieces? In fact, should we have a break, Joe, actually?
Yeah!
Let's have a break
should we do?
there.
Should we go and get a cuppa?
Me, I'm romping ahead.
Should we pop out for a sandwich or go and get a cuppa or something?
Quick cuppa.
Yeah,
quick
come
cuppa.
on, we should, no, I'm joking. Loads of you chatting away. Pam E saying, oh, Kiwi is awesome and I miss her at customer services. So yeah, our Kiwi worked in customer services before. Kiwi says the Spectrum Art metallic paint markers might work to add that little bit of detailing in there if you want to use those. Sharon loves white gel pens, and Mary Pat saying she thinks she will use snow. Now, Let me share with you something else we've got on the show. A 3-pack of our glitter markers. These are fantastic. So what you've got here are 3 collections. Now the neon lights, I believe that is the one you are getting for free. It is. You're not going to pay for that one. All you're going to pay for is these 2 just here, and then you are good to go. These are all the colours that you're going to receive in there. So you've got your neon lights, just got your neon yellow, violet, blue, pink, orange and green. You've got your vibrant florals, which has got your golden glow, pink electric, ultraviolet, red fiery, supernova and yellow cosmos. And then this one here is your cool elements, which has got your moonlit silver, carbon jade, carbon jade aqua, cool blue, midnight frost, and also the frozen lake. Great to get those on a special promotion as well, seeing as they weren't launched that long ago. These folders are so heavy, you can get so much in these. We're going to start with the large one. The large one. Let's start with the large one. So the A4 size. These are brilliant because you've got your die and stamp storage folders within here. Is it just the folder on its own, this particular deal? Just the folder on its own. So if you've already got the inserts, the magnetic ones or the acrylic ones, then absolutely you're going to be able to use those. And of course, these are fantastic for storing all of your different dies. Your dies are going to last you forever as long as you look after them. And this really is the perfect way to store them. So you can go for the large one. They're on a lever arch file as well. So if you've got your dies already stored on something, it's like a 3-ring binder, you can just pop them straight into here. You've got the A4 one, the large one, and we also have the smaller size there as well. For you, give you the details for that one. This one here, $13.49 or $13.45. The magnetic sheets are available on their own individually. Let's share those with you. So it's a 3-pack, full-size ones, £6.29 or $8.99. That's for the large folder ones. And if you want the smaller ones, they're available as well. 3 in a pack, $4.49 or $6.29 with 10% off, which is amazing. Patty says those colours are beautiful together. I don't think I bought any of these, but I need to check. Hard to keep track these days. Need to keep updated everything on everyone one of these days. Yes, you need to get yourself a little inventory going, I think, Patty. Rhonda says, wow, what a fantastic price. If I didn't already own 2 sets, I would buy another. And the glitter markers have great colours and are fun to use, says Lisa Banuelos. Right, Debbie, you ready for the next step?
Well, do you know, because I forgot the glitter pens were on the show today, do you know when I thought about doing that with the white gel pen, take one of those glitter pens. They've got that lovely fine bullet nib on there where you could get that detail in, especially on that, was it the cool, do they call them the cool tones? Off the top of my head, I can't remember what
Cool Elements.
Cool
It's
Elements.
got the moonlit silver in it.
Exactly. Joe, that one would look sensational on top of there. And you know, because we're using a little bit of silver in our design, I wish I'd have known beforehand, because I would have used that onto the top instead of my white gel pen. So scrub that little bit. You don't want to use a white gel pen, you want to use some of those glitter pens, because they'll look absolutely beautiful. Right, I want you to take one piece of your wallet piece, which was the 8 1/4 inch by 4 1/4. I want you to take a piece of that one. I want you to take one piece of your panels, so whatever it is that you decided to go in the background, I want you to take that one as well. So that could be any of your Christmas papers that you've gone for. And we're going to do our layering up, and we're going to build our scene onto the top of ours, so that this is going to be the front part of your wallet. So get hold of your tape. It can be red liner tape, it can be all-purpose glue, it could be finger lift tape if you haven't got all the ingredients on the shopping list, so to speak. Well, the products on the shopping list, not the ingredients. That's baking, isn't it? All the ingredients.
Well, you are making something fabulous, Debbie.
You what, my love?
You are making something fabulous. So
well,
let's call them ingredients.
Yeah,
you do you, as I like to say.
Exactly. So when you pop that on, just smooth all of that out. Make sure there's no glue, globules, is it, producer Georgina? Globules,
yeah.
So make sure there's none spouting out anywhere or spurting out anywhere, and just pop them there. And then we're going to build up our lovely scene.
Amazing.
So, first of all, I'm going to start with the background one. Now, I'm going to take that, and you can see the pieces that I've created. So let's just go about to the top. And how we're going to place them on. So before you actually pop them down, just make sure you've got enough space to be able to get them where they've got that segment going through. Do you know, that layered look? And that, yep, is perfect. So I'm going to start with that silver one. So going back to the silver one, I'll just remove those off for a second. There we go, pop them there. We'll start with this one, and we're going to stick this onto the back. You could use your tape pen. If you want to create a bit of dimension, do you know what you could use? Foam pads. Foam pads, and lift it a little bit, gives it a little bit more dimension.
Nice.
For my first piece, I'm just going to lay mine flat. And remembering that I've got my little bits cut out, the hollowing, as we decided we were calling it, didn't we, the other week? I can't remember. The other time that I talked about it, not that Gutting word, because that's just a horrible word.
Hollowing.
Hollowing, yeah, we decided on a new word, Joe.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
We
Not
went for a
calling
new
it gutting
word.
anymore.
Because it just sounds so much nicer than the other horrible word. But it's called being frugal with your cardstock, especially things like gorgeous glitter cardstock from the luxury glitter cardstock range. So I'm just going to give that a little rub down and pop that on, and then we're going to layer up. And do you know what I think I might have? I might have a little bit of a layered look.
Nice.
So although I said I wasn't going to use any chunky glue, I'll just use a couple of foam pads instead. So if this is something you can decide on doing, it's not going to affect your design at all. But if I just pop a couple onto there, that's just going to give it a little bit extra dimension and a little bit extra I can't remember the word I'm looking for. Extra lift. I'll call it an extra lift. So pop that onto there. Take off the backs, Debbie, that would help. There we go. And then place that next scene on. And you're just going to build this up. And like I said, it depends on how much you want showing. So I could go a little bit higher up. But I just want to make sure I've got the layered look going off on them. There we go. And then again, the next scene. And you can see that layered look coming together already. So I'm going to pop that just down onto there. I might keep this one flat, this one, Joe. I think I'll keep this one flat. And because I have got my lovely little houses, I'm going to switch over to my tacky glue for a second. You could be using your dotty tape pen. If you haven't got the tacky glue, you could be using your dotty tape pen for this bit. I'm just going to put a little bit down there so it sticks.
Fred says you can make earrings out of the little plastic rings that come on the glitter markers.
You could use what, sorry?
The little plastic rings on the glitter markers, turn them into earrings apparently.
Oh!
There you are, I know. Mum of 4 boys says, I love those folders, the storage ones. I have so many. And my little William uses them to organise his dies and stamps. He loves them too.
Aww.
That's cute. Crafting Stay says, I have these dies. So glad I managed to make this show. And Mitch says, Mish or Mitch? I'm not sure. Mish or Mitch? Let me know. Says, I use a glitter marker on the trees on this die as well. And it worked perfectly. So there you are.
Lovely. Loving that idea as well onto the trees. Beautiful. And then lastly, I'm going to pop on my next layer, and I'm going to sit that down at the bottom, but I think I might have a little bit raised for this one as well. So let's bring in some more foam pads. So pop that on. And again, just placing them on just to hold them into place. I think I might do it with me tree, pop one on behind my tree. I think I might need to get some more foam pads. Oh dear. I'm about to run out of my large ones. However, I can snip this one down. Let's just take that a little bit onto there, little one onto there, and I have got some smaller ones just in my craft bag. Let's bring in one of the small ones to the top of the tree. Of course, chunky glue would work equally as well with this. And then just peel off all the backs. There we go. And then I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to take that to the bottom this time to cover up the bottom part. But again, just lining it all up so that it creates this lovely layered scene. I quite like the idea of the layering and flat, then layering. It gives it a really nice finish. What you could be doing in the background there as well is adding things like your clear overlay pen. So I could pop a little clear overlay pen into the background there. Again, you could be using, oops, Debbie didn't, she flooded that one. Dearie me, just hang on a minute, Joe, while I have a quick peek for some tissue.
Have you got
there
some?
It is. I found it.
I've got some over here if you need it.
Have you got some as well?
Only a couple of squares, but you can have them. What's mine is yours, Debbie. What's mine is yours.
Oh, bless you. Well, I just wanted a little piece just to go in because I've kind of flooded my little window. Thank you very
don't flood
much,
your
Joe.
windows.
Don't want no flooded window. No flooded window. Thank you. I'll pop that down here for later. Debbie should have been more careful when she was giving it a little shake. Might put a little bit behind my door there as well. Do you know what else you could use? One of my favourite products that we've got on the show.
Which one?
The spray and shines.
Ooh,
Do you know all the spray and
yes.
sparkles that we've got? You could be using that. And again,
I'll give you the details of that in a moment.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And just give that lovely little bit of shine. So I'm just going into the windows. Again, like I said, you could be using some of the yellow textured cardstock that's in there to give it. And it's just a little bit of an extra detail onto there. I'm just using that background drop just inside. And I'll go inside my next one.
You always need a bit of sparkle in your life, don't you, Debbie?
Well, you know me, Joe. I love sparkle. I love things I absolutely love anything that sparkles.
You sparkle, Debbie.
Oh, bless your little heart. And then just to finish that off, Joe, guess what I'm going to use? Bit of chunky glue.
Oh.
Yeah, I am going to bring it on. I am going to
today.
bring it on because I want my little Father Christmas. Where's he gone? Let me get that one because I've already put my little bits out. I want him to float across the house and the tree like so. Oh, love it.
Nice.
Love it, love it. So because I've got some raised elements, I am going to pop quite a bit just onto there. Oh, mind the nail, Debbie, mind the nail. Mind the fingers, Debbie, mind the fingers. Popping it onto the back of my little reindeers. And then just simply layer that across wherever it is that you want them to. A reason I'm doing this, Joe, is because I want this bit to dry before we get to... What did you do with that tissue, Debbie? There we go. I just want those bits to dry. So I'm going floating across the tree, going across the houses there. I've actually cut myself a little sentiment, Joe, for mine to add on. So you could be doing that as well. So I've got a little Merry Christmas sentiment. We've got lots of stamps. You know, you'll have got plenty of these. This is just the extra little bit, an extra little detail. I'm going to be totally honest. If somebody asks where I got this from, I've completely forgot. Is
that why it says Christmas sentiment of your own?
Yeah, because I've got, do you know at the back in my lovely new craft room, Joe?
Yeah.
I've got myself one of those Totally Tiffany, do you know those where you put your dies and your stamps?
Oh, the slidey out thing?
Yeah, and I've got one, but I've took them out of the packet. So I've put quite a lot in there, that like flowers and butterflies and Christmas sentiments, birthday sentiments.
All the essentials.
All the essentials, yeah, and I just pulled it out of there. But because I don't know what it's on, because it's on a magnetic sheet, I ain't got a clue. Silly, isn't it? How silly am I? Because sometimes people ask us these questions and I can't answer them because I forgot, completely forgot. Right, so I've just put my sentiment, which is unbeknown to me which collection it's from. But you'll take your own, and that bit is the scene that we've created, and it's created a little bit of a depth and dimension because I've lifted it. But what you've got is your beautiful scene with all your layered features from the background coming right up to that foreground, which I just think is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to let you all catch up so that you've got your bits done, and then we'll get on to the magic that will be the magic wallet. So we'll come back to that in a moment.
Awesome. Right, let me take you back through then what you're getting included in the main collection itself. We have got all 4 designs. The 4 designs that we launched for you. A couple of these are UK exclusives as well. A couple of these you won't have been able to get when they were available. A couple of these weren't available, sorry, on HSN. So I'm going to go through them, which are these ones just here. So the Snow Day scene, which is this one, you can see. That one wasn't available on HSN. We've also got as well a Christmas morning scene. This one also wasn't available over on HSN, so maybe you're looking to complete your collection today. If you are looking to do that, any 2 of these for £30 or $36. Right. Then we've also got the Christmas scene as well here, and you'll get as well a Bethlehem scene, $52.99 or $69.95. Platinum's down to $42.39 or $55.96. There is your price. Right, we're going to have a short break for you. Let's show you some of the awesome stuff that we get up to here at Crafters TV.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet.
The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the details there of Club Inspire. Make sure you get yourself joined up. A lot of people really loving this Dawn Browns as well. It's beautiful. Wilma saying, I love this beautiful choice of colours. And Mary says, loving it, Debbie. Right, if you're all ready, Debbie, I think everyone else is.
Right, so we're going to start with the magic. Now, I'm going to make no apologies. This is going to be the tricky bit. But it's worth being a little bit mindful with it, take your time with it, which is why we've still got an hour left, Joe. When I said to you that we're probably going to get a second project, this probably would be a world record for moi. I never get to a second project, can I just tell you? But I think we're going to be able to do this completely and maybe get an extra demonstration in as well.
Showing off now, Debbie.
Just a little. Now, what you should have left over are 3 pieces of the wallet. So you've got 3 pieces of your wallet. I'm just going to use 2 of them for the time being because this is the bit where we're going to do the magic with your ribbon. I'm going to take, first of all, 2 pieces of cardstock. So this one we'll leave for the moment, for the time being, to one side, but we do need to stick these 2 pieces down before we attach our ribbon. And there's a reason behind that, Joe, and it'll become more clear when we do this in a moment. So first things first, get your chosen cardstock, whatever colour it is that you've gone with. Do you know what? I can't wait to see people's makes on this later, Joe. We're on later with Creative Cravings, aren't we? So if you get yours finished and done, I want to see lots of pictures later on tonight, which I just think would be absolutely fabulous. So you need to just email in studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk and we'll share your makes. Please, I hope you do try this. I hope you are crafting along and show me what it is that you've created. What papers have you chosen? Which of the die sets did you go for? But honestly, once you've got this, And the basis behind it as well is very simple, Joe. You start with the first 4 pieces of cardstock the same size. And you could do this with any size, this wallet. When I first did my very first one, it was a smaller one. It was like a 4x6 size. That fits the little cards in. And I just wanted to go a little bit bigger with this one to show you the capabilities that you can, and also fit it into the theme of our gorgeous scene edibles. Right, so there's the 2 pieces already on, and I'm just going to give that a couple of seconds. What I think I will be doing is just sticking this last piece down, because it'll all become self-explanatory in about 15 minutes as to why where the magic happens. I feel like I'm giving away, do you know the magic tricks? Do you know when you're giving away a magic secret? I feel like I know that a magician never reveals the secrets, do they? What the thing is when you've learnt it, you just don't tell anybody how you did it. I actually saw this first done in store at Chesterfield. With a lovely lady called Dawn, who demonstrates regularly. Dawn McPhee, she regularly regularly at Chesterfield store. There, say it slowly. And they've just started back up. Evesham and Chesterfield have just started back up. Not with as many as they used to, but have just started back up with demonstrations. So if you're in the area, and Dawn actually is going back down to Chesterfield, I think at the end of September, beginning of October. All you need to do is check the website out, all the community pages, and you'll find it on there. But I first saw Dawn doing this on a smaller scale with, let me think, was it the Tea Party collection? Could have been one of Sarah's Signatures Tea Party, I remember that one. And I saw it, and it was one of those where, how did you do that? I never got to see the class. That was the only problem, because I was obviously busy. I never got to see the class. So I looked it up online, and that's where I first learned to make a magic wallet. And it's something I've not gone back to for a while, which is why I thought I'll bring it in, because I don't think anyone's done it here just yet. So I thought we'd treat you to it. But that's where I first learned it. So yeah, absolutely fabulous concept. And there's lots of wonderful tutorials out there online, you know, ourselves. We teach loads here at Crafters Companion. So it's nice to bring these things to you. Now, I've got my 2 panels. I'm letting that one dry because we'll use that at a later date, and also your piece that you're letting dry as well, because that's what you should have now, all your 4 finished panels ready. We're just going to concentrate on this. This is when you need to bring in your ribbon. So I got our lovely Tracy to go searching through ribbon pits for me. Literally, I wanted some thin ribbon because, and I didn't want to bring in the one that I used on the original one, because the reason I chose that was to show you the trick of the eye bit. Because when you look at it, you're thinking, well, hang on a minute. Does that ribbon turn itself inside out? How does it work? Crisscross there, turn it over, it's on the stripy side. Whew. But honestly, you're probably thinking, well, it's got to be a trick because there's no way she can do that. But when I bring it out to show you, it's like, hey up, how does that work? It's only 2 panels, how can that work? It's all in this. It's the 4 panels, the ribbons. So
you're even presenting it like a magician.
I know, I'm doing all the hand movements as well. Abracadabra, pachoo, yay, like that. So just take some ribbon. The thinner the ribbon usually is the better. I will say that. If you go for something a bit thick, it can get a little bit fiddly, a little bit tricky, because there's a way that you place your ribbon in order for this trick to work.
So it's better to have it thicker or thinner?
Thinner.
Okay.
Thinner's the best one. Maybe about an inch, half an inch to an inch. Let's have a look what mine is. Mine is half an inch. Okay. Inch ribbon works really well. Anything bigger than that, I would probably fold it in half and get it to that, desired length. And depending on your card make, will be depending on the length of the ribbon that you need. So for this particular one, at this size that we're doing, we need this to be about 8 inches. So I'm going to use my ruler on my bottom of my craft mat. Thank you very much, George. Thank you very much. Helping me out there he was, because I was got a little bit stuck there with the word. And then I'm going to snip this to about just over 8 inches. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the second piece, the third piece, and the fourth piece. If you want to have it a little bit bigger, doesn't matter, because it's going to be cleverly hidden with those secret panels. Shh. We're not telling anybody his tricks, are we, Joe? So I'm just going to move that little bit there. Then I've got my other 2 pieces, so let's get us other bits in. And again, using my glass mats. Glass mats come in so handy for lots of things, you know, Joe. They really, really do. I'm going to chop that to another just over 8 inches. There we go. So I've got myself now 4 pieces of ribbon, roughly around the same size. But this is where we're now going to attach them to our pieces of card. So this one we're going to have crisscrossed. This one we're going to have straight. So if I just visualize it just for a second, and what we're going to do is connect those 2 cardstocks with the ribbons to each other, which sounds really complicated, and I did say to you about the fiddly bit. This is the fiddly bit. Don't worry, it's worth the fiddle. I always say absolutely worth the fiddle, because it's going to look absolutely brilliant when you do it. Now, the little other trick that you need to know is when you're crisscrossing your ribbon and you're matching these 2 up, and I'm just going to lift it up for a second just to show you, because them pieces are going to go underneath. Those pieces are going to go underneath as well. Let's see if I can do it without actually sticking anything down. But the trick is that these will be not crossing over each other, so your crisscross isn't going to cross over those bits. So for this in mind, we're going to do 2 pieces at a time, and this is when I use red liner tape. I did say on my shopping list again, red liner tape. I want my ribbon to be super secure. This is probably your best bet. Thin, thick, up to you, but have something secure. Something like a glue. A, you've got to let it dry, and B, is it going to be strong enough to hold your ribbon into place?
And then I've got
when
you've got to hold it whilst it's drying as well,
and when you think about the kinetic movement of this wallet, you want it to be super secure. So for me personally, if you're doing this and you've got some red liner tape, grab hold of your red liner tape, because it's going to be the best one. Now, this is the next bit that I want you to think about. So I've got my 2 pieces. How I'm going to do this, and I want to just show you visually, is that these 2 pieces we're going to tuck underneath. So I'm going to turn that round for a second. Let's get that way, and you probably can see it a little bit better. So when I do this now, Joe, and I'm going to just make sure I've got my ribbon nice and straight and not Katie-cornered like I just had it a moment ago. I'm going to place this on. Now, I do this by eye. The better way to describe it is I do it by eye. But I'm going to tuck the ribbon and I'm going to hold it into place with some red liner tape. And I want you to remember this crisscross has to be underneath. So depending on what you're popping in there, just have it a little bit, perhaps about, should we say about an inch up? Maybe. But I honestly, I do this by eye. So I'm going to grab myself a couple of pieces of tape, and I'm making sure that these tape pieces are long enough to go over the ribbon, hold it down onto that cardstock and not move. So let's pop that piece. Okay, you see why I've gone for a bit bigger ribbon as well? Do you know if you cut it to size, Joe, it's honestly, you can make life difficult for yourself. Make sure you've got leftover ribbon so that you can do these bits with ease without things moving around. And I'm gonna secure it and anchor it down with a couple of pieces.
So you're using 2 pieces to stick it around?
Yeah, I mean, if you want just one, that's fine.
Yeah.
But me personally, I like to have a couple of pieces. I like to make sure my ribbon is going nowhere.
See, I thought you were sticking the end of that to the other piece for a second. I don't know why.
No, not yet.
Right.
Not yet. So this is the bit that gets tricky, and this is why I'm going to do it really slowly, this bit. We've got loads of time, and it's so that I can show you how it works. And then this one, again, we're going to tuck this over onto this side, and we're going to do exactly the same. I'm just going to make sure that bit's there, about roughly the same piece. And again, I'm going to do exactly the same. If anybody struggles with this bit, we will go over it and over it until we've got it right, because we've got loads of time, haven't we, Producer Georgina? Loads of time. Thank you very much. They have a little time check there. And again, I'm just going to hold it into place and pop it down that side first, and then another piece, and have it nice and secure. And taut, is that the right word, Joe?
Taut, indeed it is.
Taut and tight, taut and tight. And then again, I'm just going to make sure my red liner tape all struck down, so that when I turn it back over, I've got the pieces all ready. Now, this is important. You're not sticking the ribbon down. It's not, because if you're thinking about where you're going to be putting your gift money, this could hold money in place, gift cards, what else could we pop in there? Maybe a little voucher, nice. £50 note. Producer Georgina, I want to be part of your family. £50 note? My God, that's rather generous. So I'm going to push that to one side just for the time being, because we're going to bring this piece in. I'm going to keep that there though so you can visually see it. And another little tip I'm going to give you, when you've got your ribbon, I'm just going to put a pencil line just through there so that I know when I'm popping my next piece of, and this is just a little top, there's nothing, you know, you can't see it or anything like that, but I've got a visual of where I want my crisscross to be, because I did say to you when we're tucking this in, because this is how it's going to connect. Those two pieces are going to go underneath this one, and those two pieces are going to go underneath that one. But I want to make sure that that crisscross is below the lines. Can you see what I mean by that, Joe? Underneath the lines, because when that is over there, I don't want my ribbon crisscrossed over. Trying to make it in simpler terms so that you understand how I want this to be. And then I'm going to tuck these two pieces underneath this panel as well. So they're going to stay on the top, they're staying on the top for the time being, and we're going to just stick those two bits down. So again, I'm just going to flip reverse it just for a time being while I'm taking it across there. Let me just make sure I'm not moving it around too much. There we go. And again, I'm just bringing my visual in. Yep, perfect. So I'm going to hold these two bits down, Joe, as well. So let's just move that down a tad. There we go. Wrong way, Debbie, wrong way. There we are, that's better. And then I'm going to tuck those over the cardstock as well and stick those two panels down. So again, I'm going to use a couple of pieces of red liner tape, super strong glue, whatever it is that you're choosing, just making sure that you've got this little bit right. At this point, I'm not going to worry too much about this. So again, I'm going to anchor that down. And the same with this side as well. I'm going to anchor that bit down with a couple of pieces. And I'll straighten my cross out in a moment when I go back over and turn that back over. Okay?
Heidi Hass says, this is genius in the comments.
It's so
a lot
clever.
of people loving this.
It is honestly so clever. And I know that this bit I did say was fiddly, but honestly, it's so worth it. It's so worth it to see the recipient's face. I remember the first time Dawn showed me a card, I was like, what on earth? How did that work? And because she'd used a solid ribbon, Joe, it just kept blowing my mind. I couldn't work it out. I was stood there looking at it for absolutely ages, and then I got called away to something else, and I'm like, I really wanted to take the class. I was that intrigued how it worked. But when I turn this back round again, we'll still have a little crisscross over. So let's just bring that in. And then this is what I'm going to say probably is the fiddliest bit, because what we've got to do now is connect, and I'll lift it up, because those are going to go underneath and underneath at the same time. And you're probably thinking, well, how are you going to do that? It's a little bit easier than it actually looks, because we're going to turn the card over. So I'm going to bring that one to that side. There we are. I'm going to turn that one over to that side. So I've kind of flip reversed it, if you're looking how it is. I've kind of flip reversed it, because now these bits, if I pull them out, can you see as how it's going to work? And that bit is my straight edge one. So remembering now we've just turned them over, because what we've done is we've got the straight edge here, straight edge, and we've got the crisscross. Where's my ribbon gone?
One went under.
Did I lose it underneath? Thank you guys, having my back for me there. And that's how that's going to work. So the two straight edge that are on this side are going to tuck underneath that bit, can you see?
Yep.
And all you do is you make sure that you've got that kind of centralised in the centre there. Can you see as well, I've got no crisscross going off with my ribbon. My ribbons are tucked underneath those two straight panels that I asked for, because if you have it over the top, this mechanism won't work. So it's always important to make sure your crisscross is in between those two pieces. So I'm just going to hold that into place now, and I'm going to do exactly the same that we did with, let's get my two pieces of tape. Another good thing about having the red liner tape as well is when we put our panels on the top, because this is the magic. This bit here is the magic. The panels just cover it all up and give it that flow. So we're going to just do the same. Make sure that that hasn't crossed over. So if I just tell you what I mean by that, just let me grab a piece of cardstock to show you what I mean, Joe, because I'm not going to lift up that bit now I've got it on. But please excuse me little things there. When you're lining it up, don't have it crossed over.
Right.
It needs to be sat, meeting in the middle. So meet it exactly in the middle, and you won't go wrong with it. So again, I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to make sure my ribbon is taut. So I'm pulling it and making sure, and if you get this bit wrong, don't worry, because you can take the red liner tape off. It's not going to hurt, I promise. I know the first time I did it, I didn't put my ribbon tight enough, and it was a kind of flippy-floppy mess in the middle, so it didn't quite work, and we don't want that. But again, just making sure that when I've got it, I'm pulling it taut, and I'm going to hold that bit down and anchor that. And I'm doing my straight edges first, I'll do my crisscrossers afterwards. And there is a little reason for that, and I'll show you that in a moment.
Aisha's said she's got a little bit lost. Don't worry, she says she's going to watch it back again afterwards.
Yeah.
It definitely is going to be one of those. I think you're going to want to watch, maybe especially the end section, a few times over. I think as soon as the penny drops, though, which it has for me, I think it makes complete sense once you see. It's just about following those steps that Debbie... Oh, who's Denise?
Who's Denise?
Denise?
Who's Denise?
We haven't even got a Denise. I don't even know a Denise. Who on
You
earth
don't
is
know
Denise?
a Denise, but you thought you'd call me that.
I don't even know a Denise. Debbie has taken you through. When you watch this back, you'll be able to pause it and rewind it and go over the steps you want as well. And Debbie has gone really slowly for you. So I reckon everyone's going to be able to do this, Debbie.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Denise will definitely have a lovely time with this.
Denise will have a lovely time, won't she?
Yeah.
Now, before I actually put my crisscrossers, I'm just going to turn it over to make sure that I need to pull those two pieces tight. So again, and you can see. And again, this bit, don't worry, because you can actually, it doesn't, because you're not, because the ribbon's not stuck on the other side, those bits will still slide into place so you can get it nice and meeting in the middle and not over crossing. But all you're doing is remembering the straight edge that's stuck down on this panel goes onto this panel, and the same applies here, tucked underneath, but it's moving on to the next panel, which makes it so much easier to understand, she says. Honestly,
I'm following.
Can you understand
this?
Yeah,
I'm following.
Perfect. So I'm going to go in now with my last two pieces, and then literally, and I can hear Georgina's brain ticking away in our ears. And I'm just going to hold it down with one piece before I actually get carried away, because I don't know if I pulled it tight enough then. So I'm going to have a little look before I actually put my second piece down, because while I've only got one piece down, I can undo the damage if it's not right. But I think I'm quite happy with that.
Awesome.
So that is that piece down, pulled nice and tight. So I'm going to hold down my rest of the ribbon. And can you see why I said as well about having bits of longer ribbon? Make life easy for yourself. If you cut your ribbon to size...
Oh, yeah, nightmare.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine trying to tuck all these flaps in? I mean... just won't work, would it, Joe? You'd end up getting in a bit of a mess, so to speak. So I'm just going to turn that over now. So that's what yours will look like, where you've got your two pieces quite tightly. So that is
the inside of your project.
That's the inside, yes, where you will stick your money or whatever it is that you're popping in there.
I still don't get how it goes from one bit to the other. I know what you've done. I can understand it. Yeah. But I still don't know how it works.
Well, this is where the magic happens, because the magic bit now, Joe, is that we are going to bring in the other panels. And the other panels are going to cover up that rather ugly looking ribbon.
But how does it go from one side to the other side?
Well, Joe, let's have a look, shall we? Shall we have a look? So from the one side, and that's why I chose this ribbon for this one, because I want to show you when you turn it over, you're thinking, look, there's his face, I can see it.
How does it work?
I love it.
I still don't know how it works.
It's just so clever. It really, truly is. Probably one of the cleverest designs I think I've ever seen.
Come and have a closer look over there.
You'll get it in a minute, Joe. You'll get it in a minute. I know it, because it's one of those. It's just such a clever design, the magic wallet. And you're thinking, the reason I've done it like that is so that you can actually see, and you'll probably understand when you see it. That's why I chose that ribbon for that, because I knew what it were going to be like when I sew it. I knew you were going to do exactly the same that I did the first time I sew it. Right, you still can't work it out, can you? Shall I show you?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. It's really annoying. It's really bamboozling me.
It is, but it's fun. And it's such fun, because you imagine giving this to somebody at Christmas or a birthday and just watching their face as they're like, if you've never seen a magic wallet before, I mean, honestly, it's just mind-blowing. So now all you need to decide, obviously, when you're turning this over, is what is going to be. So when you think about this, how it works, and I'm just folding it over so you can see it does fold quite nicely. If you've got the crisscross over, it's going to make a bit of a difference when you're trying to do this thing. So I'm just going to decide what I'm going to have on the front piece. So I've got
The thing is, because it looks like it goes from one side to the other side. It looks like the voucher's moving.
It does. So I've decided that's how I'm going to have mine to start with. So when I look at this now, I'm going to have my lovely design over the top and the other edge on this. So for now, we can peel back, because we're going to make this tape work as well at the same time. Might as well, Joe, while we're at it. And wet glue, again, you could use wet glue so that you can slip and slide it into place. But honestly, it's just amazing. So I'm just going to lift that up.
Beth says your nails are stunning, Debbie. They're new nails, aren't they?
They are. They're my new nails. I took the other. I personally didn't take them off, but yeah, I've gone for a little bit of a marbly, purpley, pinky, marbly.
Nice.
Bit of silver glitter going off in there. Yes. So yeah, I thought I'd try something a little bit different. I had full-on sparkle the last month.
I did like the last ones a lot.
They were beautiful. I actually did see some other gorgeous sparkles, but they were black and gold.
Yeah, but they look gorgeous.
I thought they were very dramatic, but I thought, you know, if I have black and gold nails, that's all everybody will be talking about. So I changed my mind. Maybe at Christmas. Who knows? So what I'm going to do first, I pulled on my red liner tape off. You could actually pop some red liner tape onto the back of there as well, so you've got doubly secure if you want to do. And because I do love red liner tape, I think that's what I'm going to do, Joe. And there is a little trick that you can do, literally, to make it a bit easy for yourself, because you know red liner tape is super strong. Did you see it stick my nail then?
Yeah.
You literally, the little tip that I'm going to give you is get your wet glue, so your all-purpose glue, and use it to go over the top, so you've got a little bit of slippy slidey action going off to get it into position. So that's another little top tip. But I am just going to peel off all of my tape. I can't believe it, Producer Georgina. I'm getting really excited because I don't think I've ever completed a craft along in record time.
In the time?
In the time, and getting away with some more. I could do some more. Absolutely I can. So I'm going to pop some wet liner glue, wet liner glue? Wait a minute. All-purpose glue. All-purpose glue over the top of my wet liner tape. Thank you, Producer Georgina.
Wet liner tape?
I know, wet liner tape. I'm giving it a new name. But I'm going to place it over the top because it gives me the wiggle room, but it also gives me super strength, I honestly just think this is utterly great top tip that I picked again from another demonstrator.
Amazing.
So I'm just going to go over there and seal that one in. So now we're covering the magic up. I bet you're thinking.
I still don't. It's really starting to wind me. It's really getting to me, Debbie, because I still do not know how at one point it's behind the crisscross and at the next point.
It's all about where you've placed your ribbon and how you've placed your ribbon. And I can see with his little face, it's still not there. It's still not there yet. But honestly, once you've learned how to do it and once you look at it and you think about it, it's quite easy. But
I understand how you make it. I just still don't understand how it works.
The ribbon. The ribbon is the magic. The ribbon is the key.
It's the magic.
It's the magic. Well, yeah, it's the magic, Joe. We'll go with that. It's the magic.
You're a wizard, Harry. Follow the ribbon.
Oh, dear. God love you. Joe, honestly, I still sometimes look at it and think, what? What? How does that work? And do you know if it don't work now, aren't I going to look silly?
Imagine it. Imagine if an hour and 23 minutes into the craft along, you put the voucher and it didn't work. You'll have to blame the ribbon.
Oh, dear. So I'm going to place that one. Again, I've literally covered up, and I'm just going to make sure before I stick that down that it's covering all angles up. Yes, it is. So I'm going to hold that. Just going to give that a little touch with my finger because I want all the glue to connect, because obviously I've got quite a bit of a raised element to this. So I just want to make sure it's all connected and doesn't give the game away. So I'm going to go underneath there and just make sure all my glue and everything is stuck down. So now what we'll end up with, let's just make sure I've got it all covered, Joe. I'm going to go in all the places that I need to be. Squeeze, 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 all down. So now what we've got is our lovely finished wallet. So when you look at it, it's beautiful, and we've got the crisscross inside. We've got the stripes going off in there as well. So shall I see if I can get this piece out? Well, that fits. Yeah, so let's slide it in. I think this one should fit there. Yes, so there's my little gift voucher in there. Okay. Now then. Look at everyone. Look at Joe. You look just take a look at Joe. Just take a look at Joe.
Just a bit bamboozled, Debbie.
You're a bit bamboozled. Are you bamboozled now? You want to see it again? So I've got it over.
Is it going from one? Is it moving from under one piece to under the other piece?
Of course it is, Joe. Of course it is. I love it, honestly. And that is why when you're doing yours, obviously I did mine with a ribbon because I wanted to show you when you flip reversed it, the effect that it gave, because you're thinking, it looks like you've turned the ribbon
Can I have your
round.
one again?
Because you have a what,
Can I? Oh no, it
won't fit a gift card in, it's money. Have you got money in your pocket?
Yeah, I've got a £5 note.
Will a £5 fit in there? Will it fit in?
But is it too big? Is it too small? £5
He's not believing me. Look at him. Look at him. He's having to try it.
So if I put it in this, so I put it in the crisscross side.
Put it on the crisscross side. This is so funny. We've got to get Joe in short here. Right. So you've got it on your crisscross side. Can you see I've got mine on the crisscross side? So let's show you there. Crisscross. Yeah. Look at your face. You still can't work it out, can you? Look at his face! Yes!
How does it open both sides?
So, all you need to know, Joe, is that it's absolute magic. Crisscross, flip reverse.
Let me show you here. So it's
on the
that
straight side.
Look,
Yeah, you do it, you want it?
It's on that side there.
So we need a bigger note. Joe, you tight skin. What's he like? He's a right tight flint. £5. That's not big enough.
I bet it'll still go in there.
Don't you begin somebody a £5 note. Do you know, it comes to my birthday, better not be a fiver in there, mate. Let me just tell you. So there you go. And then when you flip it over, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, it's transferring. Can you see? It's transferring. Crisscross, do-do, crisscross, do-do. Look at everybody's fit. Look at Joe, still can't understand it. So,
it doesn't make any sense.
When you turn it out.
Are you a witch?
No. But when you turn it out, can you look at your mechanism? So, do you know when I talked to you about it being the ribbon? It's the way you've got the ribbon placed on your card, which gives it that element of turning it over, because I'm not doing anything.
It doesn't sound like it moves from one side to the other.
Yeah, because it's not. It's actually not. It's where the ribbon's placed on the side panels. Do you know when we tucked it underneath and it was crisscrossed over?
No, I don't get it, Debbie.
You think I'm a witch, don't you?
I don't
you
get
think
it.
I'm a witch? I am not a witch, Joe. I am performing magical miracles because you've got a beautiful, edgeable.
No one understands.
Are you
Susie.
ready? Crisscross, flip it down. I did say it were all about the ribbon. Flip it down, and you're not thinking, well, did you just move that with your fingers?
But how does it go from being behind the cross to being behind the straight edge?
So, you own it, and that is it, Georgina. Because of where the ribbon is placed, I'm not doing anything. It is the way the ribbon was placed on the card that created that.
If you just that for argument's sake, just one more thing I've got to ask you about, right? If we put these, so if we had it, can I have it for a second?
What, mine? Yeah.
I'll do it on this one. Can I have the voucher?
You can have the voucher.
If I just put the voucher in the middle.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, it'll stay in the middle, won't it? Because it's
stay
not in
middle.
it. Right.
But if that was a big note, it would pull it through, wouldn't it?
Because you can't open it, it's the ribbon. So you were bang right. If you put it on top of the ribbon, nothing is going to happen.
But if
so
that
let
was
me
a
just
piece,
bring this back in.
So if that was a slim
pop that
piece of, but if it was a thin piece of copy paper, let's say, it would pull it through, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't pull it through.
No, it's got to be tucked behind the ribbon.
Oh, I don't
Did I
get
not
it.
tell you the magic was in the ribbon?
I'm going on.
Perfect thing there, Joe, is what you've just said. If it sits on the top, watch what happens now. So if it sits on the top, I can't open it. because it's not tucked under the ribbon. It has to be tucked under the ribbon in order to open.
Can we have a show of hands in the comments? How many people understand how it works? Put a yes if you...
You see what I mean? So if I show you again, watch what happens, Joe. I've laid it on the top. You said, but nothing's happening. It's not opening. It's the ribbon. It's the ribbon that's doing the magic. So look. So right now, I've popped it underneath that one, and it's underneath the ribbon. I still don't get
how at one point it looks like it's under the two-piece, under the crisscross.
So it opens up because it's under the ribbon.
So hang on, is that a double-sided gift voucher? Is it the same on both sides?
Because the panels, it's exactly, it's how you just said. If I pop that there
What's on the back of that gift voucher?
The ribbon will not open up. The ribbon won't open up. Please tell me you understand it, Joe. Please.
It's making my head hurt.
Please tell me you understand it. Watch. Look, now it's opening because it's on the ribbon. It's under the ribbon because it's not the magic, it's the ribbon that's
But why does it sometimes look like it's... Oh, I don't get it.
Right, I'm going to do it one more time.
Let's have a show of hands in the comments. Do you understand how it works? If you do, put a Y for yes. If you don't, put no. Yes or no, because I still don't get it.
Bless your little heart. Shall we just say then, Joe, it's all... magic, because that's what this is. It is a magic wallet that when you turn it up,
you know what is magic?
Turn it down.
Do you know what is magical? You got it finished in 90 minutes.
Hey! Yay!
That's a magic.
Thank you.
That's a magic trick in itself. If you have been crafting along with us and you got it finished. Right, there's loads of comments coming in. Let's read some of these. Susie doesn't get it either, our social media superstar. She doesn't know how you've done it. She knows how you've done it, but doesn't understand how it works. Also, Kiwi doesn't get it either. Beth says, face. Andrea says it's so clever. Patty says such a fun idea. Laura says, are you a witch? Ha 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 ha. Anne doesn't get it. Can you imagine how Joe would react to infinity cards? It's a comment here from Laura. Yolanda says, I don't get how Debbie did it, but then again, I missed half the show. Maybe that's why. Sanj says the card is awesome. I've got to do this on my grandson's birthday. Such a fun idea. Love how confused Joe is. Kathy says it's amazing. Barbara says, Debbie, I think this is great, but I am thinking I need to create one today so that I am not stumped. Adriana says, are you a witch? Gwenda says, I love this. Four Holiday says, it's brilliant. The ribbon is what you are seeing, is all Katie says. Rhonda says, exploding brain face, absolutely stumped. Can't wait for this to be a fantastic surprise, says Pam A. Katie easily says, it's an optical illusion, but H2H Craft says, no idea how this works. The jury is out. More of you getting it than not getting it, I think, but a lot of you... I know how you've done it, I just don't understand how it works. Don't try. I'm of a lost cause here, Debbie, lost cause. Let me run you back through this collection and everything that is in here for you. So you can do this with any of these, of course. So this is these two I'm about to show you here were not over on HSN. So you've got your snow day scene and a Christmas morning scene, which is these ones. You will then also get as well, of course, Christmas Eve scene, and also a Bethlehem scene as well. $52.99 or $69.95. You get the tape pen in there as well, which is excellent. Beth Fralick says, wowzers trousers. Natalie M says, no, I don't get it, but as long as it works, it is amazing. It is amazing. It absolutely is amazing. We have got a multi-buy available for you on our Dotty tape pens. Let me just share this with you. You get 6 of them in this particular configuration. So you've got 6 of the Dotties, brilliant for getting all of that nice intricate detail glued down for you. Buy 5, you get 1 for free, which is excellent. There's also some heavyweight acetate as well that we've got on the show for you. The heavyweight clear hunky-dory acetate. If you want to go for this, $9.99 or $13.99. We do also have the spray and sparkles available on the show as well. They're on a 3 for 2. You've got pearl diamond, gold, iridescent, or the silver. They are the options for you right there. The choice is your $6.99, or you can go for any. You can go for a few of these, 3 for 2 actually. So yeah, if you're going to get one, you may as well get a couple and receive 3, which is awesome. $6.99. They are UK only. $5.59 if you are if you are a platinum member. Right, lots of you still chatting away. What if you put something under both sides? Does it still work?
I'll show you then. So do you want me to show you? Because I did this because producer Georgina asked me the same thing. So I've got one of my little die cuts that I did earlier. So I'm going to pop my die cut under the straight edge one. Okay. So I've still got my gift voucher. Yeah. So gift voucher on the crisscross side, my little panel on the straight edge side. Ready? Crisscross, straight edge. What happens? Joe's face. Joe's face is a picture.
I'm usually good with stuff like this as well. I don't understand.
Oh, honestly, just accept it's witchcraft. Yeah, like our George says in our ear, just accept it's witchcraft, Joe. I'm going to get myself ready for another demonstration using the same die set. Just give me a second. I'll be back with you in a minute, Joe.
Okie doke, excellent. Whilst you do that, let me just give you a reminder of the Get It Got It Good. It did sell out last night into this morning, but we've got a new one for you. It is, of course, the Get It Got It Good. Here it is. It is a full collection for you of our Gemini, the original Gemini A4 size plates. So you get your two clear cutting plates in there, your metal shim, your plastic shim. You have got your rubber mat in there as well. Everything you need, a full set. And you also get the storage bag as well, which is excellent. So it's all going to store in there for you, which is brilliant. A great price on there as well for you. So do snap those up if you need to replace them. It's a great chance to do. They will work sideways through your Gemini Pro as well, which is brilliant. So you can use them like that, or you can use them in that way. It is completely up to you. Right, we're going to go back to Debbie. She's going to treat us to another demonstration. 2 demos in a craft along, Debbie.
I know, it's totally unheard of for me. Totally unheard of. I'm normally finishing with like 2 minutes to spare, sometimes less than that. So what I thought I'd do was, because I had 2 things planned originally with the craft along, but I knew that Joe would absolutely love the magic wallet because it is incredible. So I'm just going to clean my dies out because I am going to use the same ones again, but this time I'm going to show you how they were intended when Leanne and the product development team thought about how to build up these scenes and these edgeables, how they were intended, hence why you do have in here a little notelet on how to put things together to create, and I'll show you what we're going to finish off on, which is to create the beautiful pop out feature. So when you take a look at this, lovely on the outside, but on the inside what you've got are the pop-up elements to it, and again just looks absolutely incredible. But because you've got that lovely scene, it gives dimension to your card, which again totally different to how I first used it in that in the craft along itself. So I'm just going to give you a little idea how you can create this as well, because it is a beautiful die scene, and a lot easier again than what you think, because the dies do all the hard work for you. So I've chosen this time 3 pieces of cardstock, all the same size to start with, because we've got those 3 dies that we're going to use to create our scenes like we did with the first one. So again, bringing it into effect with our pieces, and they're all the same size. We're going to start off with the higher one, which is here. I'm going to go a mid one, which is that one, and then I'm going to go in with the low one here as well. So you can see straight away with your scenes, you're creating dimension, and it really is giving you some dimension. So by that, I am going to hold that down, low tack tape it up, and again, just place that on either side. I'm going to go on the outside edge again, like I did with the one in the craft along, because that's the bit that's not going to be seen. We're going to be removing that part. And then I'm going to just now do exactly the same with the others, but like I said, I've placed them positionally across, and on this particular size, I've chosen the size of the die. So it is just over 7 inches, so I've actually chosen my cardstock to be 7 inches. And again, I'm just going to place that, and I've got them at that lovely level where it creates that lovely scene of the backdrop to the front drop in proportion with itself is what I'm looking for, the word I'm looking for. So again, I'm just going to run these through the Gemini. So let's pop those through. Are you all right there, Joe? I feel like I've mind.
No, I'm still sulking over here, Debbie.
I know, I do. I feel
Still sulking.
terrible
Lots of
that
people saying, I need to, Yolanda says I need to rewatch it and I probably still won't get it. Julie says, hi Joe and Debbie. Joe, what is the pokey tool that Debbie uses?
What's the what, sorry?
What's your pokey tool?
My pokey tool, my custom-made pokey tool that a lovely crafter friend of mine who demonstrates down at Create and Craft, her partner makes things like that. He makes pens. George,
he made my pen. I've always got my pen on me.
Oh,
I'm never without it,
he
Debbie.
makes
Here it is in here somewhere.
Lots
Here it
of
is.
things.
The pen that Debbie got me for my
Have you
birthday
seen-
last year. It's nearly a year old. I
Oh.
mean, I don't think I've ever managed to not lose something.
I
for a
can't
whole
believe,
year, Debbie.
because that was for your birthday last year,
It's
wasn't
last
it?
year.
Yeah.
I
That's
take this.
amazing.
I have this pen with me every single day. Still going.
Oh, yeah. Well, he does. He makes things like that. And I saw, when I was talking to her, and I said, oh, I'd love a purple one. I'd love a purple poke. Well, actually, it was a pen that I went with first. And I got the purple pen, and then I just said to him, oh, I'd love a matching pokey tool. And that's what he did for me. So, yeah, I've got a bespoke piece.
There you are. You've got your own purple
of my
pokey tool.
own pokey tool, yes, I have. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah, unfortunately you can't buy it, but it's my what's the word I'm looking for?
Prized possession?
That's the one. Why can't I work words out sometimes, Joe? Why can I not do words? Simple
Debbie's
words as well.
prized purple pokey tool.
Debbie's what?
Debbie's prized purple pokey tool.
I'm letting you say that one. I'm not going to try and say that one, but yes, a prized pokey tool. So I've got two pieces cut out there, Joe. So I've got my foreground one. I've got my mid-ground. So again, looking a bit bland at the minute because it's all in white, but you'll change it when you start to add colour and other things that you can do with this die set, because of course they are dies. You could do a bit of paper piecing, which is what we're going to do in a moment. But I'm just going to show you again how to create that lovely background scene and then take you through the step-by-step stage. Still in shock that I've got through my craft along, Joe. I'm still shocked. Still 20 minutes left with my craft along.
I know you.
I know.
20 minutes left.
And do you know what? The thing is, though, like producer Georgie said, it's one of those that, yes, it creates a little bit of magic, but if you go back and watch the steps, you can create that magic.
I would love to know if anyone has Craft Along live with us and has is sending pictures in, because it would be great to see some. I'd love to know. I think most people with this one have decided they're going to watch it through first and then come back and make it. But if you have done it live, send us a picture and we'll show it before the end of the show. The details are just down there. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send it
And I can understand that, Joe, because it is one of those mind-blowing, and they are mind-blowing. But yeah, absolutely, just fantastic. Now, background is the smaller pieces, then the next layer will go there, and then the next layer on top. But like I said, at the moment, looking rather bland. So, what do you do to unbland it? You add ink into the equation. So I've just inked around the edges, and if I remember rightly, oh, what colour did I use on this one when I was doing this?
Is it Frosty Jade?
Is it what?
Is it Frosty Jade?
No, it's not Frosty. Oh, it is! You're right. No, it's not. It's baby blue.
Oh.
I knew it'd come to me. Baby blue I used.
It looks a bit green from here.
No, it's baby blue. But you can see straight away, little bit of ink just lifts it slightly. But you know what else will lift it, Joe?
Chunky glue.
Paper piecing.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've run the die through again, but on craft card this time, and snipped it out. So that will sit over to the top. And the reason I use the baby blue, because it got that lovely little like snowy effect underneath, bit of shadow underneath the house. So I'll bring in a dotty tape pen. Let me grab my dotty tape pen. And I'm going to lift that over. All the way across. There we are. Oh, I forgot you got the dotty tape pen with this set, don't you?
You do, you get one included,
Yeah.
yes, which is very, very handy.
So that's going to sit just across the top of there, like so. And then I'm going to do the same with the trees. So the trees, I actually die cut into some, do you know the textured cardstock?
Yeah.
I did it again, but just used the elements. And I used some faux snow for this. So I sprinkled with my Quickie glue pen. I popped that over the top. Oh no, I think I've left my quickie glue pen at home. Quickie glue pen over the top and just sprinkled the faux snow over, and that's going to sit on the top. And like I said, all this does is it actually just lifts the design without having to do any colouring. Now that's a solid one, so what I'll do is I'll use the solid tape pen over the top and just literally now pops that over. Right, so I'm going to do exactly the same with the other trees as well. So again, tree, and it lifts it. Can you see how all together this is starting to build up? And it really is.
It's a really lovely
beautiful.
scene, isn't it?
It's a
And I guess you
gorgeous
can do
scene.
so much with them. Sandra sent us in some pics. She's done it. Amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
She's crafted along with us, and she sent us in her pitch. So hopefully we'll be able to see those soon. Whoever thought of this is a genius. I can't wait to do this for Christmas. Everyone seems to have gift cards. A lot of people still chatting away. Can't quite get their head around it still. Some people.
Because it's magic. It's absolutely magic, Joe. Now, I've done exactly the same. So that's my first scene. I've just put a little hat on him and I put a little smiley face on my snowman. But again, I'm just going to bring in some more craft card from what I've done. And again, it's just picked up the... it lifts up the image just by adding this over the top.
Now, I'm just hearing we haven't received Sandra's pictures. Sandra, could you possibly resend them for us? I don't know what's happened. Maybe they are lost in the
Internet?
World Wide Web somewhere. I don't know. Floating out of space. But yeah, we haven't received them. So if you could send them again, that would be amazing.
And don't worry if we don't get you on this one. We'll definitely, if you're watching Creative Cravings tonight, we'll definitely showcase them on Creative Cravings tonight, won't we, Joe?
We will indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to see people's take on it. And I can't wait for comments, because obviously if you've never done this before, I'm going to do an infinity card for you, Joe, because I've got to work out when we get the right collection to do the infinity card with, because it's one of my favourites. I've taught it tons. I taught it loads. I'm just putting my flip-flops back on if you're wondering what I'm doing.
Oh, got you. You should see. Show us your sliders, Debs.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, they're so fabulous. Have a look at these. How amazing are they? Look.
Bit of glitter,
shiny.
bit of glitter, shiny, shiny. I do like me things that shine, Joe. But cool, can you see what's happened, Joe, now when we've lifted it? Look how gorgeous that has gone from being bland to bringing it to life.
From bland to bling.
Bland to bling. I like it, Joe. I like it. So all you're going to do now is grab your card, because what we're going to do is we're going to create those scenes. So first things first, we shall have in our background a little bit of cardstock just to lift that off. So I'm going to just bring it in. Now I got this from my 'Twas the Night Before Christmas paper pad. I'm not sure if you can still get that. Did we sell out of that, Joe?
I think it has gone, yes.
Has it gone? It's a shame, because it was a gorgeous one. But
That means loads of people will own it, though, if it's sold out.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So that's going to be the backdrop for my lovely scene. Now, if you wanted to do this without adding those extra little pieces, doesn't that look beautiful on its own?
Gorgeous.
Looks absolutely gorgeous. But I did say I would show you how you bring it to life with the other pieces. And it does explain on here that you need to create, for your panels, you need to create yourself some little strips, and you're going to cut those to 1/2 inch by 2.5 inch, and then score along at every 1/2 inch so they connect like a cube. So simply pop that together and it acts as a cube. Now I've got 6 of them to do. How are we doing for time? I've got plenty of time.
Yeah, you've got 13 minutes left.
Perfect. So I'll be able to do that with all of these 6. Do you want to be reading some more comments, Joe?
Oh, I'd love to, Debbie. Mary Lee says, this is one of the very best shows I've ever seen.
Oh,
she says, I don't know how the wallet works, but we'll make them and know they will work because of Debbie Magic.
oh.
Debbie Magic. I can see this craft along being the most saved video on YouTube, says Kim, who is watching us on YouTube as well. Diane says, whoever thought of this is a genius. Can't wait to do this for Christmas. Everyone seems to ask for gift cards. Loads of you are loving it. Kaz is giving me tips on how to get my head around it. She says, Joe, take a look at which ribbon is on the reverse of the front of the card. Then after the changeover, see what... already my head hurts. And then after the changeover, see what ribbon is on the front of It may be a bit clearer for you, but I saw that with the pattern on it still didn't make sense, Kaz. Just Google. Lynn says, Joe, Google how does the magic wallet work, and that video might help you understand it.
Yeah, see?
I am not.
The secrets are out. The secrets are out.
I am not. I still don't. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Big Brother, I just do not understand. I don't get it, Big Brother. Right. Don't forget, this isn't the only show. As Debbie was mentioning there a minute ago, Creative Cravings coming your way tonight with those gorgeous, beautiful interlaced dies as well. So, yes. Sent again, says Sandra. Amazing. Hopefully we'll get it this time, Sandra. I must remember that stamping card and water reactive ink make great backgrounds. They really, really do make incredible backgrounds. And also, that paper is beautiful, though, Debbie, that you've got there. It did sell out so quickly. But Creative Cravings, as I say, we've got the interlace dies on there later, and they are fantastic. Anyone that went for the reindeer collection, because I know the reindeer collection doesn't have a credit card die in it, the reindeer one is amazing. So you're going to love that if you went for the reindeer collection. Definitely grab that to go with it. Right. Do you want a few more minutes, Debbie?
Well, all I'm doing, Joe, is I'm getting all the what I call the titivation ready.
Do you want us to go back to you to titivate, or do you want?
All I'm doing is just building up some mat and layers. I've done the outside of my card, the inside.
We'll stick with you then in that case.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, I've just used things like embossing folders, bits of paper, a little bit of just a bit of construction going off inside, a little bit of decoration, Joe, is what's going off there. I've also cut out as well, I pre-cut this where I had my beautiful Father Christmas, because he's going to float in the background, so I'm going to pop that's going to sit on the foreground, but I'll do that last. I'll stick that in last, because the next bit that we're going to do is connecting all the pieces. So I'm just going to pop on all my little tags and things like that.
We're not going to vote on card of the show, are we? The craft along is going to be the card of the show, I'm guessing, Debbie, yeah?
Well, I think because of the magic, I think...
Well, I mean, what's the point? We know what the... I mean, it's like... You know, it'd be like Man United playing, I don't know, Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion, isn't it?
Well,
we know what's going to happen.
It is magic. It is magic.
It is
but
magic.
Also showing you how you can use them in the way that the way that they were intended as well, brings a little bit of magic too. So I'm going to bring back in my panels, starting off with the very first one. And all we're going to do is place these. Now these can go at either end. You can make 3 or 4, it's entirely up to you, but you just need to make sure they're stuck down with some strong glue. Now, because of time constraints, I would normally, as you know, construction, anything with kinetic movement, it would have red liner tape on. But I'm just going to stick all of these down. Right glue, Debbie, right glue. You don't want your dotty tape pen for this one. I'm just going to stick those down on. And what you get is your cube sits and acts, if I just bring it that way, where you've got the cube connecting parts, and they're the bits that will stick to the base of your card. Now with this first layer, you stick down the bottom as well as the side panels. So I'm just going to squish those down and put my glue all the way along both of those panels, okay? So I'm going to layer up them one by one. And I would be using, like I said, Joe, I would be using red liner tape. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to make sure I've got that right before I sit it down. Yep, absolutely. Give that a little nudge. And then when it opens back up and the, let me make sure I've got that bit right. Debbie Robinson, you've done it wrong yourself. You just silly sausage. Silly sausage. So, God, you know, I were doing so well. And I've just realised it's because I stuck it down. Oh, there we go. Because I wanted that bit to sit on the bottom of this and that bit to sit on the side bit. So I'm going to hold it into the fold of the card. There we go. And then I'm going to lay it down. So it almost sits there. And that what happens then is that it gets, can you see, Joe, where it's got the connecting
like
part.
a little spacer.
Yeah, the spacer is on the back panel, but it also sits onto the bottom panel as well. And that's what creates the magic. Like I said, I personally myself would be using a proper strong glue on this. And again, the second layer, exactly the same. So you're going to pop on to the pieces. Just going to pop one piece down first, get that into place. So let me just push that the right way. And these fold flat as well, so any of these that you make will fold flat, relatively flat in your card, not super flat, but relatively flat, which means it won't cost a lot in postage. And again, when I think about where I want this to sit, I want glue on the bottom, glue on the side, so I'm just popping it across the whole of that. The only one area that doesn't have glue, and that's the bit that will be sat. So what you do now is, again, when you're popping it into place, bring up your other piece. One bit is going to lay on the bottom and one bit is going to lay on the top, and that is how you stick them down. So again, I'm just going to bring it in, and I'm going to, oops, Debbie, you're going to make sure before you do that, so you've got your sitting nice and neatly and flush in your card. So if I bring that and then bring up that piece, stick that, and then that bit folds as well. So you can see now that you've got the pieces, bottom stuck to the bottom, side stuck to the side, and that's the best way that I can show you, so that when it actually folds over, you've got that lovely fold going off there. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the last one, Joe.
Should we have a little look at Sandra's craft along while she's
Oh,
in that
yes,
last
please,
one? All right,
yeah.
excellent. Let's see that.
Oh, I'm dying to see this, Joe.
Here it is. There it is on the outside.
Oh, the lovely snowy scene. I
And
love
there it is on
this
the
one.
inside.
Oh, perfect.
Looks awesome, doesn't it?
That looks brilliant.
Looks perfect, Sandra.
Thank you for sharing that, Sandra. That's amazing. I'm totally in love with that. That's fabulous. And showing you that it does work. It absolutely does. So that magic does actually work.
Amazing.
Right. So I'm popping it onto my scene, Joe. Exactly the same that I've done all the way across. And like I said, my own personal choice would be red liner tape for this particular part. But again, that bit needs to sit on the bottom of your card. That bit needs to sit on the inside panel, so that you're creating that layered look. And again, I'm just going to squish my boxes down, make sure I've got my panels up flush together, and so that each one of them can sit on top of each other, so that it creates this lovely scene look. So when you stand that up, if I just show you, I've got my lovely scene. So all I'm going to do is finish it off with, let's pop some glue just onto here, my panel. There we are. Oh, a bit of crafting upside down. Look at this for me, Joe.
Check you out, upside down back to front.
I know. I've got myself a lovely sentiment as well, because there's some lovely sentiments that we have. So that's going to sit in the centre. Add myself a little bow. Let's pop the little bow just in this corner. There we go. And what you've got now is that lovely scene where you can see each one sat upright, but still folds lovely and flat. When I say lovely and flat, not
relatively
super flat, but relatively flat. But you can pick that up. But like I said, make sure you're using the right glue, Joe, because I honestly believe red
Were you
line
just
tape
using tape for
is the
speed
best
there?
one. Yeah, especially for something that's got a lot of movement and a lot of kinetic movements.
You stamped your foot there.
I know. Kinetic movement. Make sure you've got the right glue into place. But that is how you put those panels. And there is step-by-step instruction in each one of these to show you how you can create it. But let's not forget, just for a second, where we started. How it started. Where it's going, poor little Joe.
Oh, I'm not looking this time. I can't, not again.
But where you can get this, because this is absolutely fabulous. It is our magic wallet. So when you take a look at where your gift card's placed, I've got mine under the crisscross. Under the crisscross with my little gift card. And when I drop it down, oh, it's moved. It's moved again. And look, trick of the eye. And to show you, Joe, that there is no trickery going off, that is what it looks like. But when you open, crisscross, straight edge, crisscross, straight edge, crisscross, straight edge, crisscross, straight edge. Yay! The magic wallet. Did you get yours completed using these fabulous dies that are so versatile? One way that's intended, let me grab my original finish one. One way that it's intended, where you've got the beautiful concept of how you can be using them with a pop-out feature, and they are beautiful. They really are beautiful. I love these dies. They're just gorgeous because of that reason, that they're very versatile. But I hope you really have enjoyed the craft along as much as I've enjoyed blowing our Joe's mind.
Oh, mind blown, Debbie, mind blown.
Because it is, it's a little bit of a mind blower.
You're going to have to watch it back several times, I think, to get your head around
yeah,
it. You really
just
are.
go back and watch.
Yeah.
It's all about getting that ribbon into position. So
Just
if
get
there's
your ribbon
anything
right.
that I would say to look back over is go back to that segment, and I did slow it right down. I slowed it that right down. Honestly,
And you'll be able to pause it and rewind it and replay it, so you work it out over there. You
That's
really, really
the
will.
little bit you just need to remember to do, and I promise you,
You'll
each
get
and
it
every
right.
single time when you give one of these to your recipient, I know that they're going to have that same reaction that Joe's had. Unless they're magic themselves and know how it works, it's going to blow the mind. It blows my lot every time
It does.
I
Right,
see
we're
it.
we're nearly out of time, Debbie.
Oh, sorry, I'll stop talking.
I just need to quickly recap what you're getting in here. If you're going for this collection, you'll get the 4 different designs in here. So you've got your snow day scene in here. You've also got your a Christmas morning scene. Then this one here, which is your Christmas Eve scene, which Debbie used, and of course then the Bethlehem scene as well. You do get the dotty tape pen included, $42.39 or $55.96 for Platinum members. Remember, not the only show today. We've got another show coming your way, Creative Cravings, at one point in the week where we take it maybe a little bit more back to basics. Remember, you can order this today, watch this back anytime you like, and you've got the option to replay it time and time again, so you make sure that you get it just right. Big thanks to Debbie. Big thanks to you guys at home. Do make sure you check out your baskets, and make sure you join us back here this evening at 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, and 11 a.m. for you West Coasters. We'll see you then. Take care.